podcast and where they can find you.
It is the Unbelievably Stupid Podcast. And you can find us on any podcast app that you have. We're in all the places, so you can find us there.
There you go. And he's coming in very loud and clear, too.
Yeah, I love his voice.
Yes.
Yeah, I love his character.
I was very happy when I heard we were having John on.
Equipment over there in his studio, tops. You can hear it. Like, that's one of the things I like about his podcast. As a producer, listening to it, the quality of it is, so like I said, really John and I, we're new friends, but, we support each other's shows. And, I haven't really met the Jimmy and the Tara yet. I feel like I know them because I listen to the show, but I haven't met them yet. But it's a great new show. It's different from the Brand X. I don't know which I like better. I like them both. I miss Deuce, but I also like
Deuce.
I bet you do, man. I'm kind of, I'm a little bit concerned about you guys and your friendship. Like, what's up with that, John?
I mean, we are friends on Facebook, and we chat time to time there, but we haven't had a conversation. I've known Deuce for over 30 years.
Right.
And, so every once in a while, sometimes, and we're guys too. Guys don't get all emotional. We don't just like, hey, what's wrong?
Yeah.
What are you feeling? We just like, well, when it's time, we'll talk again.
Right.
And we just haven't talked yet.
There you go.
And it's weird because, we had the show and we had some, and people ask me all the time, what happened? And he just one day he said, I don't think I want to do this anymore. And that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love podcasting and I love having a show where I can go be stupid, try dumb things. And so my cousin, Jimmy, I've been calling him the Jimmy for 20 years. It's just some stupid nickname we gave.
Right.
And so we had these unbelievably incredible conversations. And I said, well, why don't we start doing that? And then another friend of mine, Jessica, who's trying stand up, she was in a class with Tara, and Tara wanted to get into podcasting. So I said, well, come on over and let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
The thing with Deuce and I is as soon as we sat down and do a podcast, the very first time we even did a test, I put it out because I was like, this is good.
Wow.
But with Tara and Jimmy.
That's what happened with us.
With Tara and Jimmy, I think we're still gelling. The only time I ever met Tara before that was the night she did stand up.
Right.
And then, Jimmy, there's two Jimmys. There's on the mic Jimmy and off the mic Jimmy. I'm trying to coax off the mic Jimmy onto the mic because that's where the gold is.
There you go.
Always is.
Oh, yeah. Good luck with that. That. I've had, I've been doing this for a minute, and I've had, like we mentioned at the top of the show, I've had different co-hosts, with this show and other shows and whatever else, and I have had that as well. I've had somebody who was a little different on the mic versus off the mic. And so, yeah, that can be a challenge to get that person that you want to be, to show up on the mic. But I want to say this too, John, I don't think this is offensive. I don't think
you can't offend me.
Okay.
Bring it.
Good.
You can't offend me.
John,
I dare you to try.
John is the perfect example of not judging a book by its cover. And the reason
John.
The reason why I say that is if you look at John, to me, John's look.
Oh.
I might think that John is a kind of a good old boy. He just has, I don't know if it's the white beard with the cap or I don't know what it is.
Clean cut.
He kind of looks
Straight
like
edge.
a good old boy.
Straight
like
edge.
if I just saw him, I would think like, okay, he might be a redneck. He might be a good old boy. You know what I mean? But John is the furthest thing from that. John's politics are actually very much in line with mine. He considers himself a moderate, as do I. And of course, as a moderate, we are judged, to the far left, they think we're right, and to the far right, they think we're left because compared to them, we are, But John is a good guy. He's a really good guy, really sweet guy.
Where's the part where you go get offensive?
The part where I said
that's what I was waiting for.
part where he looks like a good old boy, or possibly a redneck.
The redneck. The
redneck good old boy. Good old boy was cold for
I
redneck.
have redneck tendencies, but I don't think that's a bad thing.
See, I don't either.
I love
like
you, John.
But I'll be honest with you, like my redneck tendencies are I like barbecue, I like to hunt and fish.
But hell, I like barbecue.
I want to go hunt.
For real?
And I would love to. I told you, John, I want to learn how to hunt.
Redneck don't necessarily mean racist. Redneck is code word for poor white folks.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
And then my thing is that if I love you, I'm going to break your balls.
Okay.
So if I break, if I pick on a stereotype of certain things, it's because it's out of love. I don't have hate for anybody.
There you go.
Yeah. And I grew up back in the day where when we were all together, it was that thing. You teased each other. You made fun of each other.
Right.
You had to have thick skin.
You break balls.
If they could get under your skin, they would just torture you.
Yes.
Until you learn how to be able to handle it.
Yep.
I think we've got away from that, and it's a sin. It's a shame.
I think we definitely got away from it.
That's what I was going to say. I hope it comes back.
I hope so too. I hope this is cyclical and there's a cycle that we're in.
Pendulum goes one way or the other.
Yes, I'm hoping that it does swing back or maybe settles more in the middle somewhere because it has definitely swung too far.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm against hate and hate crimes and hating people for superficial reasons, the color of their skin, who they want to bang,
right?
All that kind of stuff.
Right.
Was I against gay marriage? Hell no, I was married. I want them to feel the pain that I felt.
That's why I love you, John.
Misery loves company, right, John?
That's why I love you.
Come on in, the water's warm.
Thank you.
Get some of this.
Yeah. Get up on this. Yeah. See, John is great.
That's why I love John. I follow John on Facebook. On Instagram. So
yes.
I love him.
So John and the gang over there at Unbelievably Stupid Podcast. Make no mistake, they're not unbelievably stupid
by any means.
We are. We are at times.
No, you're not. We
talked about last episode. We talked about Jesse Smollett, and then the legal term, which I can't even remember now. It was something. I forget what it was called. By the end of the podcast, we were calling it Roast Lamos or something. If he didn't have Roast Alamos, he'd be in jail right now. Like, Roast Alamos? What's that?
Oh, my God. And Tara had a good one, too. I was going to tell you to give her a attaboy from me or a attagirl from me about the good one that I had chambered, but I've had too much to drink, so I can't remember what it was. But needless to say, I enjoy the show. I enjoy you guys. I love what you do. Thanks for being a friend of the show and supporting the show. I'm so glad that Jason and Mindy introduced, us. And, hey, keep up the good work, man.
And congratulations on your anniversary. I love you guys. And I'll tell you what, sometimes I love it when you three mix it up. When you guys get into a good old Donnybrook, I turn it up.
Hey, John, before you go, I want to ask you a little favor. Please say Dijon before you go.
Now, I've been working on this.
Oh, my God, John.
And the reason, listen, like most men, I have really good equipment because I have to overcome something, like a guy with a small penis, he has like a nice car, good clothes, right? Mm-hmm. So I have good audio equipment because I have a very lazy, fat South Jersey tongue. So here we go. It's Dijon. No?
All right.
She will accept that.
I'll take it.
She will take that.
I was sitting there and I was like, Dijon Monique. I finally, when I first started saying it, I said, Deuce, you say this because I don't want to butcher it because she'll get mad at me. She'll think I'm making fun of her.
No.
It's out of love.
She's used to it.
I'll tell you what, I follow Dijon. I can't even say her name. Now you got me all through this. I follow her on Instagram. The day that Jack got into her marijuana granola and was outside was some of the funniest Instagram stories I'd ever seen. Look at this fool dog. He was
tripping. He was tripping, John. He was tripping.
You know what? I think that's the first time that John mentioned us on air, and I was so surprised. I was listening to the show and heard him talking about Dijon and Jack and how Jack got into the weed and how funny it was, and he was telling people to check our show or whatever. I was like, oh, that was cool. I was,
Yeah.
I need to do more of that. I need to, at the end we used to, at the end of the show we used to spend 30 minutes about talking about the podcast I listen to.
Right.
Because to be honest with you, I think the best way for people to find new podcasts is to have somebody recommend them.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
So absolutely. I need to get back to doing more of that. But I do. I love the show, and you guys are doing a great job. And I listen to it every week. I might not shout you out every week, but I listen every week.
Oh, we love you too, John.
Thanks
Absolutely.
a lot, John. And shout out to you guys. And tell the gang that we said hi.
I will. All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I love John.
These responses are so late.
They are.
They're like in slow motion.
I don't know what just happened. I just started. I got hot just now.
Oh, you having hot flashes? You too young for that.
Flash.
You too young for that.
No, it's the liquor. I'm getting faded.
liquor.
I'm trying to eat bread. It's not working.
Somebody better get her. She's dancing like a stripper.
I don't even know if I can say my own name
Somebody
right now.
Get her.
Shar got her shoes off.
Ooh, hey.
So I told y'all.
Hey, it's
she's
all
supposed,
good.
she needed
Take
to be
it
on
off.
the couch. Y'all got her too
Take
close.
it off.
Y'all down here in the basement. Y'all got me in a chair. Not saying nothing. I gotta come out of something.
Hey now.
She was pent up right now. She
I am
was
not
ready.
mad.
She wanted to turn her mic on. She is not.
It's okay. I'm loving every.
Good.
now.
I'm happy. I'm happy that you're having fun.
All right. So before we go into, even though we're incredibly behind, whatever.
I am faded.
Okay. I'll stop saying that. What are some of you guys' favorite memories or thoughts or things about the show? Whatever. What do you guys want to say?
One of my most memorable moments
Uh-oh.
is when we had Magic Don Juan here.
Yes.
That was
Bishop,
crazy.
Matt,
The
Don
bishop,
Magic
he was
Wand.
right here, bitch.
Right there.
He was right here. With all the jewels, all of them.
Yes.
All of them.
He was a very memorable,
All of them.
very memorable character.
All of them.
I'm gonna have to say that'd be the highlight for me too. And I was also, because Dino knows this as well, that I was
Oh,
just
right. I
so taken
remember,
in and
too.
surprised by how incredibly charismatic he was, and he was just cool. He was so cool, and he was right there.
And,
This is the-
and I think I've mentioned this on the show before too. I could see how he had him all pent up, because he had me over here like,
I'll come work for you, Daddy.
Right. I was almost like, if I didn't live the life that I live right now, I'd be a whole different person. Thank
this is
God
my
I didn't
thing.
meet him.
I want to know history.
This is my thing. This is my thing about that show. What I remember the most about that episode. Yes, he was great and charismatic and all that, and it was great having, he's kind of
The
a hip hop
Don.
icon,
Mm-hmm.
So that was great. That was a big get for us. But I was very proud of Pip on that show, because I know going in that Pip was not feeling him. He was not feeling him.
Yes.
But he went in open-minded,
Yep.
and
That's
he was very respectful, and and as he got to know him through the interview, he kind of turned the corner.
And that's what I appreciated about the Don, was because even me myself, I don't want to say, but I was on defense, because I'm like, let me see what pimp stuff he's about to say. But he didn't. He had a story.
Didn't.
He had a real story. He had a real backstory,
Yeah.
and he was like a real person. So that I was like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
cool. That that was
Well,
cool.
we always, me.
No, we us.
I'm trying not to judge other people, but I'm just going to say I judge people sometimes. We all have preconceived notions.
Yes, we do. And if
All
you
of
say
us
you
as
don't,
human.
you're lying.
Yeah.
And and when I was growing up, whenever I see pimps, and some pimps was in my family, none of them was cool. What they did was not cool.
Right.
And so I
Right.
just always have thought that way. And then, but I also realize that you have to take people for what they are, when they are, where they are. Everybody has they had the life that they have. And I can't be judging them based off of my preconceived notion, my own past of what I saw. So he was a cool dude. But on a personal level, I do want to say one of my favorite moments was when Dijon told the story about the parking meter.
Oh, yes.
My God.
That was legendary. We got so much feedback about that. That was when you got a reputation for having like all these crazy stories and stuff.
I had to really cut back my stories, because I'm like, I don't want people to
No,
think
don't be
I'm
cutting back your
really
stories. People tune in
crazy.
for them damn stories.
That was my favorite moment.
Yeah.
On a personal level, that was my favorite moment. I was like, oh my God, really?
And just so you guys know, she got reprimanded. I got a letter from the city. I don't know what they did to her, if they fired that bitch or what, but she's out.
Wow.
She's
Don't
in a
mess with
new
Dejan.
territory or whatever.
Don't mess with
She's
Dijon.
been
She'll have your job.
reprimanded, bitch.
Wow.
I pay taxes, bitch. Get your ass. What the fuck, bitch? I still gotta pay. I still have to pay the ticket. I still have to pay the ticket though.
Stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bitch.
I still have to pay that ticket though, child. I still have to pay that ticket.
It really sounded like you was rapping that song just now.
Yeah.
It sounded like
I felt so vindicated though, like as a black woman,